Welcome everybody to the first episode of the ministry. Welcome to the
Come on, guys. You summoned me for this? All right. This podcast is now blessed. Now you may continue.
Welcome everybody to the ministry, episode 1 of the new podcast with me, Hyde Love, and Sati Oli as always. Sati, so what's been going on, man? Tell me what's new.
I mean, lots of things, but right now I'm really working through like some creative block, perhaps.
Blockages,
Yeah. It is. Just working, thinking my way through. Not trying to force anything, but trying to keep it fresh as well. Not trying to. When I mean by keep it fresh, I mean keep my skills sharp. And a lot of people fall into the idea it's like, oh, I'm in insert whatever block, writer's block, artist block, singer's block, writers. I always say writer's block, poet's block, whatever. Guitarist block. It's like, hey, go practice some chords. Hey, go write down some stuff.
Hey, easier said than done, man.
It is easier said than done because in the head.
Yeah, you get into the mental things and it ends up being like a snowball effect, and all of a sudden it's like you can't bring yourself to want to work.
Yeah.
I've definitely been there, man. Definitely been there. So, like, you're working on some new stuff, but you're finding it hard to kind of push through right now to get that inspiration to finish up what you've been working on.
Down.
Sheena, get down. Sorry guys, I got a dog here and she's very friendly.
Beautiful.
Get.
Like,
She wants to be a part of the podcast too, Daddy.
Anytime.
Down.
Yeah, she knows. So I'm just gonna leave. Yeah. Trying to find people will chase the spark until the time to chase is over. People, everything has a season, and you feel like doing the thing during that season. And there is no like set periods of time that people have like written down that this is season for X, Y, Z. But it's when you feel like it's time for you to do something, it is time for you to do something.
Definitely.
So there's like boom, blam, and then when you reach an obstacle that needs time to deal with, time for you to parse, and you can't do it by yourself. And some things are unconventional to try to get like help with, which is not saying you shouldn't ask for help. That's not what I'm saying at all. There's just certain things you have to work out yourself. But in that season, if you stop doing that thing, you're gonna miss the opportunity to work through that blockage. It's like if you're a farmer and you're planting a crop, but for some reason, like this version of the crop or this plant isn't growing, and you're just like, oh well, I have to stop now. I have to think about this because it's gonna take up all my time to get this vegetable, whatever, this plant to work. But then you have all these other plants that you could still be planting, and then by the time the season's near its end, or in this example, the season for farming, for planting, is near its end, you might have achieved the solution to that other plant while you're doing with these plants over here, and then went back and rehabilitated or replanted that plant with just enough time to get through that season, and it actually, you met the blockage by working, you worked through it, but you really worked around it, and then you came back to it. And if you don't allow yourself, I find, the time to work around the problem, not only will you not come back to that problem, but that problem will still be there, so you won't think about starting again. Because that problem's still there. Well, I still have this I haven't done anything with.
So one of the things that like I like to do, I kind of like to, where this is going actually, to break through my own blockages whenever I'm like writing music and stuff, is I tend to bounce around from project to project and just kind of do like a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit here. But almost always like I'll find myself like working on something and like that one little extra sprinkle of shit that I put on to whatever I'm working on is the spark that will inspire me to finish that song. And it really helps me a lot to kind of like not spread myself thin, but sort of spread myself out in a way that allows everything to kind of be cohesively progressing.
Yeah.
But then I might have that one thing that I work on just like a little bit that I'm like, oh shit, this is actually really cool. Let me get the mic on and throw some vocals on this and maybe get the guitar out and throw some guitar and it just ends up being like this really cool happy accident that happens and all of a sudden I'm really inspired by it. What are some of the things that you do to try to break free of the writer's block, if you will?
All right. A lot of exercises, and not just physical. You know, a lot of mental exercises. Depending on what the blockage is, the exercises will be in the same like realm. Like for instance, if I have like a painter's block, then I'm gonna paint a whole bunch of boxes or draw a whole bunch of boxes across the screen, and that's a very beginner friendly way of just getting your brain into the idea of drawing, you know, or painting. Paint a whole bunch of circles. Go paint some trees. You know, Bob Ross did happy little trees. Do happy little trees all the time. You know, I don't know what to paint. Literally anything. You don't even have to like it.
That sounds kind of similar to what I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's just have your hands in like multiple different things until something inspires you.
Well, you can't stop inspiration from happening.
Yeah.
So once it does, you do have to chase it. You know, catch that energy, catch that wave. But don't allow the chase to be the only thing you're after.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I to an extent, I kind of disagree because I feel like when you chase it, it's a constant chase. You're never actually gonna be able to grab it.
Right.
You kind of have to just let it happen. Let it
the
chase
fire
you.
catch.
Yeah, exactly.
You can leave fire behind you as well. Don't get burnt out by it.
Well, yeah, 100%.
It's like you find the light, chase the light, and
Get
then you are the light. But trying to do all three things at one time you'll become Icarus.
Yeah, you'll get burnt out
You'll
really
get burnt
easily.
out immediately.
Yeah, and then you're right back where you started with the writer's blocks and
And all these
mental
projects
stuff. Yeah.
that haven't gone anywhere, or they're so far almost done that you don't want to touch them again because you could just destroy it. You can mess it up. You know, I'm not in the right headspace anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on that note, speaking of like flying into the sun, here's some art for you.
Enjoy that.
Hello, boys and girls. I have a new product for you. It's called the Spice. The Spice is nice. It'll put you right where you need to be. On the other side. Goes great in a bowl of shredded wheat. The Spice. It'll kill you.
Okay, guys, what'd you think of that? Here we are, back with the ministry. Yes, the ministry. I am aware of the irony. Thank you. So, we were talking about blockages.
Yeah.
And some of the things that we do to try to break free of that. Being involved in several projects, multiple different things always helps. You said, like, just with painting, like, doing anything, just happy little trees, whatever. For me, sometimes it's even making just little bullshit videos that just make no sense, but I'm just having fun doing it, so who cares?
You're just doing the thing.
Yeah, sometimes it's all about finding the inspiration. So I guess going from there, like what are some of the things that you find most of your inspiration in?
Experiences.
Experience?
Yep.
Yeah.
I go out and do stuff. Go out and talk to people. Go sit in places that most people don't be sitting at. Go stand in places where most people don't stand at. Stuff like that. And I get out of the box further and further depending on what I'm feeling. And that's typically giving me a lot. A lot. Like experience definitely gives me the inspiration. Talking to people, that gives me the inspiration.
So do you find repeating myself, do you find that you get a lot of inspiration from other people's experience as well?
Yeah. Well, like give and take. It's kind of like the ocean, the ebb and tide.
Sheena.
She's like, hands up.
Yeah, I know. She's like, I agree.
Yeah. It's the ebb and flow of experience yields many gifts, and it might not just be mine. My experience is very unique, but so is everyone else's. I might have an idea that is in my head, and I try to explain the idea to someone else, and I'm like, oh, well, that's just like this story. And I was like, yeah, I definitely resonate with that. Then that might give me a little more texture, mental texture, to whatever it is I'm working with.
I think that's just a testament to how connected we all are, really, because it can be somebody else's experience that you resonate with that reminds you of your own experience and can draw that you can draw inspiration from. It's like when you're talking to somebody and they're almost drawing the same conclusions on the same subject matter, even though you have vastly different experiences, but when you come to the same conclusion about something, it just kind of shows that maybe things aren't so different between us, even though you may have like this really privileged life or whatever, and I may be from the sticks or just for example, but because of your collective hardships, for lack of a better word, are different from each other, they still resonate with each other. And you can draw from those experiences to sort of validate your own.
Right. Yeah. I like to think of it kind of like a machine. Everything's connected. Which means, in this instance, some friction over here is the same thing as some friction over here. The key to frictionless is lubrication. People who deal with friction know that.
So what in your experience serves as the lubrication for your machine, if you will?
Social awareness, but in the sense, not in the social justice warrior sense. I'm not going to bust down your storefront. I'm not doing all that. But I will be socially aware of people around me. And that's the lubrication for all my friction. Just people around. I hold an idea near and dear to my heart, which is artists, no matter the form or medium that they choose or embody, are essentially recorders for the world around them. No matter how they put stuff out, all that stuff is a record of their life that's coming out, and their experiences and their knowledge. That's why if I want to know about a time period, I don't open up immediately a history book. I'll go look at poems from that time period. I'll go look at paintings from that time, because humans will tell you and show you what's bothering them, what they love, what they despise, all of it. You just have to know where to look, where to find it.
That's interesting. It's an interesting approach.
Yeah, it's one of many.
Because I'm the guy that likes to bring out the history books and like read about what happened during that time and like kind of connect the dots here and there on the behind the scenes context of what was going on and stuff like that. When I was younger, I used to be way more of a history buff than I am now, but I've been kind of trying to pull myself back into that, honestly. But it is kind of interesting to think about it in a way of like how did the artists of that time get the inspiration for what they were putting out and what they were talking about as a reflection of what they were experiencing within that time period. That's pretty dope, actually.
Thanks. I'm not saying don't look at history books. Do look at history books.
I think it could be a really useful tool in figuring out the context of what was really going on in certain eras in time.
Yeah. You get the full, if you do the work right, and there's a lot of wrong ways to go about it, but do the work right, you get the full scope of who, what, when, where, why, from all sides, and you can make your own distinction, your own discernment.
Sorry, guys, my dogs. Calm down. Shush.
You said I gotta go again. Who knows?
No, she's just excited because I have a friend over.
Well, she wants the attention.
Yeah.
So she
Okay. I'll cut all this out. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll leave it in. Who cares? Go on. She's just being an attention whore. We already got all that poop out your butt a few minutes ago.
She's a puppy.
Go on. So, how about some more art? Roll it.
Check that one out. How do you feel about that? What would be the lubrication for your friction?
The lubrication for my machine when it comes to art.
Your machine.
Really, a lot of it comes down to spirituality. That's a big influence in my art these days. Just being free, and not in a sense it's like I feel like trapped by a certain like experience, but more in a sense that like who, you know, if I write a song, like who cares what it sounds like, or if I do a video, like who cares how goofy it is or how dumb or whether or not it makes sense. It's more like I find the lubrication comes from like really going within and like opening my heart to what I want to do and kind of going from there, and it just kind of creates this energetic effect behind my art that I believe a lot of people can feel and see, and they understand that it's coming from a place of pure joy, you know. like, yes, there is something to art coming out of experiences of lonesomeness and longing and heartbreak, and that's definitely something that can be impactful on the earth and in people, and we need stuff like that. But personally, like, I like to take that energy and yeah, I'll write about it, but it's like it's not coming from a place of like longing or me being depressed. Like, yeah, I get depressed. I have issues with depression all the time, but I truly try to like push through that with a vision of like, how can I take this energy and turn it into something positive?
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Very transformative transmutation.
Yeah, alchemy. It's literally
Really alchemy.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's alchemy.
Yeah.
And you know, if you guys follow this podcast, I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of discussions about things of this nature between us two, because it's something that we both kind of hold dear with, you know,
Yeah.
spiritual things, alchemical processes, and transmuting energies, and figuring out how to make things work not only for you but for the benefit of the world. And that's really what this podcast is kind of all about. Really, I want to open the world to our experience and open our experience to the world in a way that allows others to shine a light on themselves and really go deep within and figure out what makes them happy, what makes them sad, like why do they react the way they do with certain situations. And it all starts with conversations like this. We're talking about getting through our blockages with our art. And if you're not an artist, I'm sure there's ways you can apply this to your everyday life too, like the mundane processes of just living from day to day. If you are like me and you suffer from issues of depression, sometimes just getting up and making your bed is, I mean, it's a basic thing that we all have been told that helps, but it really does. And there's a reason for that. It's because when you put your energy into the mundane, it builds up, and then all of a sudden the mundane just becomes a regular thing that you do. It's like a habit. And for me, inspiration is like that. It's like making sure I'm doing the work on myself at the same time while I'm letting myself be open enough to receive the inspiration by constantly putting things out, working on things. It doesn't matter what it is. Like you said, happy little trees. It literally does not matter. Just keep one step at a time. If you're moving forward, that's all that counts. Even if it's at a slow pace.
Yeah. Even if it's at a slow pace. Glad you put that out and like reiterated, because even for those of us who do suffer with depression, all these little mundane things like, oh, I don't really want to make my bed, I don't want to pick up all these clothes, oh, I don't want to put my shoes over here, oh, I don't, like, cool, you don't feel like it, but once you do it, and then you've done it, you force yourself to do it, all these little things, you're going to walk into your space again one of these days, and you're going to look around, and you're going to be like, oh man, this is my space. I did this. You don't want to make all these little trees. You don't want to make all the little trees. That's cool. One of these days, you're going to open that sketchbook, that PDF file, that Adobe Photoshop document, and you're going to have 50 layers of trees, you know, and you can show someone, hey, I do trees. You know, you add to your body of work. You know, having something is better 100% in every case, better than having nothing. Now, having a whole bunch of things that are really nice is super good versus having a whole bunch of things that aren't really nice. But again, all those super nice things come from a situation that is not yours. To get those super nice things, and super nice is like a objective idea or subjective idea, excuse me. We all have different ideas of what super nice is. So if you don't want to do 50 little trees or 50 videos or 50 poems or 50 like little sentences or whatever it is, because they're not super nice, then how would you do a super nice one? How could you even do that? You have to put one foot in front of the other.
You got to put in the work.
You have to.
You got to put in the work. Shadow work, man. It's a big. If you don't know the term shadow work, look it up. It'll change your life. It changed mine. And there are a lot of different ways people can get into shadow work.
Right.
Psychotherapy, just through counseling. For me, it was through pure experience. I didn't even know what it was, but literally had it like a few years of a time span where I just kind of got walked through by, we'll say, spirit, through every aspect of my life and everything about me that I did not want to deal with. And I was forced to face it. And as a result of me facing it and understanding the reason behind my reactions to certain things, I began to realize like why I'm codependent, for example, why I have issues with drug addiction and, or at least I had issues with drug addiction, why I couldn't seem to get out of my depressive funk. And it just like when you start to see all these things about yourself and work on those things that matter the most, your reactions to situations and changing your habits and figuring out a shift, if you will, in thinking and realization about who you are and your own self-worth, then your entire world changes. Your entire world view changes. Your art starts to get better. You start to realize that the things that were inspiring you before were on such a low vibrational level that it was hurting you in your art. And now that you've stepped into a higher vibrational version of yourself, it comes through in what you're doing. And I think that there's a lot to be said with the great work, the inner work that we all have to be doing on ourselves, to not just for ourselves, but for the greater good.
Yeah, I agree. As an aside, I want to say, because now we've like dipped into spirituality and whatnot.
Which always happens when we start talking to each other.
Right. So one of my muses, I will say, told me a story about one of their trips abroad early on, and they went to like somewhere in India. I don't remember exactly the name, so I'm not even going to try to figure out the name. But they were there with some like on a school, not a school trip, but like a study abroad situation. It was from UT to India. So whoever figures out what that program is, I'm pretty sure you can find out where they went. But they stayed there for about 6 months, and then they extended their visa with a couple of others to stay for another 6 months. So they're in India for about a year, and while there, they went to a like one of these. I'm not gonna call it a mystery school. They went to. They got engaged with spiritual practice, and one of the spiritual practices was dealing with the Kundalini and the chakras. Now, speeding up, one of the people there engaging in the practice, there's a whole bunch of people from across the world, like anywhere else, I guess, where people are seeking knowledge and whatnot. So it's like multicultural, multi-people. There is a person who was going through meditation, and when they're aligning chakras, there's a way to do it incorrectly, and that has hello. And I guess on this little segment, we're going to talk about self-portrait that I was working on for a while. Ties into a little bit of like self-reflection and shadow work type stuff, and I think self-portraits for artists, and for artists, visual artists specifically, are good to work through some of these blockages. But the title of the piece is called The Magician. Again, it's a self-portrait. it's a self-portrait. The Magician, I guess you could liken to a Renaissance-esque depiction of a Moor. He has a turban on his head, the turban is red. There's stars there. The stars denote celestial inspiration. Red is a very striking color, it's very expensive to create red. His eyes are a gold color. That's a very unnatural color for humans, at least. But it's to show like enlightenment. A lot of my characters who have eyes that you can see have gold eyes. So a little, I guess, trivia whenever I make it big. You heard it here first. The jewels are around.
Enlightenment, you say?
Yes, enlightenment. We have jewels around the neck of the magician. It's an ornate gold chain with some emerald plated in gold. I like emeralds. The color green is not my favorite color, but it was a very close color to me. That means a whole bunch of things, life, health, for a lot of people, wealth. And I just gilded it out with some gold. Gold's a very transformative metal as well. It represents the sun. So, oh no, green for life, gold for the sun. That's all feel good stuff. And there's like some red leather sash going across the rest of the green outfit. It's just a bust. It's a full bearded guy. Beards, for me at least, kind of have like a weird representation for masculinity and wisdom. So, oh no, full beard. I think you're very masculine. And if it looks nice, it's probably very wise at the same time. So, that's the magician. That's my self-portrait. I trimmed all the stuff down, and I don't have a red turban. My eyes are golden, but maybe under certain lights, my eyes are pretty golden. And if I let the beard grow out, maybe it'll be super bushy. Well, I don't know, and probably it's not for me to know. That's how I view my inside self, and perhaps other people see that.
Welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. I hope you enjoyed that little segment. Let's get back to what we were talking about. You had a friend of yours that had some
Experience?
issues with the chakra alignments.
Well, they didn't have the issue. Someone else that was with them did. And that leads credence to doing shadow work. There's steps that you have to do within yourself that may or may not be actual physical activities that will help you through some of these blockages. And their friend didn't ever, I guess, unlock those other chakras because they had this very physical blockage, manifestation, these seizures. And as far as I know, they don't suffer any other epileptic episodes, and they still keep in contact. So, and I don't think that this individual would purposefully lead me astray with information that really wouldn't have anything to do with me. Like I don't necessarily want to travel to India to seek out this school. For a variety of reasons, I would love to travel, but
So what exactly happened? He went through to Kundalini yoga.
I don't want to. With my understanding, I will say very broadly, they probably went to like a yogi, and that yogi had like a school or was teaching people there, and they stayed beyond the student visa. They got their visa extended, and while they were there, they had a spiritual journey, some spiritual enlightenment, and probably some awakening happening. And then of those three experiences, one of which I'm being told secondhand, because I never met that other person.
Oh, okay.
At least not yet. And that person's experience is being translated to me by someone who was there, who had a non-similar experience. Had a spiritual awakening, aligned chakras, and that's how they did. They did a lot of shadow work while they were there. They found out a whole bunch about themselves while they were there and how they would like to fit in to the rest of society. Very good experience for them. Probably for all around, but I don't think they would lead me astray. Telling me that this person, because they had misaligned chakras, developed seizures. And by developed, I mean happened right there and only there.
Wow.
These times. So.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because it's one thing if it was just like it just started there and like it continued to be a thing for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
But if it started and ended there, that's a whole nother thing. And like, not to sour people on Kundalini experience, because I legitimately recently, very recently actually, had signed up for a Kundalini yoga type class with body work and breath work and all that stuff. And it was all about going within and like pulling out your truest self and embodying that with sort of like not giving a fuck attitude, if you will, embodying the crow energy. And I just remember like doing these like yoga movements and like breathing and like all that stuff and like having this crazy transformative experience mentally, because not only were we doing all these like exercises, but we're like focusing on our third eye within our like
Visualization.
Yeah, our inner vision and like connecting with everyone else that's doing the same movements with you in this class. And when you feel the energy just sort of combine and start this whirlwind of shit, and it's all experiencing like right here.
Yeah. Careful.
And it's wild.
You're gonna activate some people out there. Yeah. But we are, I don't know why the world, well, I know why. I think we both know why the world as we see it in this Western civilization that we live in, society, has put a blindfold or, no access or access restricted on the mystic and spiritual. Because all of that is exactly how it works. You get into a group and you do tantric yoga or group meditation or group exercise, group anything. You do sync up.
Yeah, you're connected with everyone else. Like if you really let yourself go during that experience, you begin to like legitimately, like your energy just gets drawn out, but then at the same time you're drawing other people's energy in, and it just like flows through you and through them, and like you can really see when someone else's, like you can feel when someone else's energy is more potent than yours. Like when you're in a class with somebody who's been doing it for years already, you're like, what is this feeling? It's like, yeah, exactly. And it's really eye opening.
Yeah.
And afterwards, like I have to say, like I felt amazing. After I took this class, I lost weight. Like I probably lost, in the span of 3 weeks that I did this class, I lost about 30 pounds. And that's The only thing that changed was that I was doing these body movements and breath work and energy focusing and realigning things. And there was even one thing where like we embodied the torch dragon and like I'm on all fours like this looks ridiculous.
Sure.
But powerful.
It's gonna look ridiculous to anyone who doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Have you gone to a like martial arts exhibition?
Not in a long time. Excuse me, guys. One of my lights went out. I'm gonna see what's going on here.
We'll be right back.
There we go. And we're back.
So, at a martial arts exhibition, there's like the flashy part where people are doing like these very ornate forms. You're just like, oh man, this never worked in a fight. Well, I've seen some stuff work in a fight, and it looks ridiculous.
Have you seen that video of Steve Harvey on, I think it's Family Feud, where he's like talking about, I was like, man, my son don't want to fight with this old man because he knows, I only got 30 seconds in me, but it's going to be 30 seconds of hell.
I only got 30 seconds in me.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to be spitting a piece of your cheek back out at you.
hey, yeah. I mean, like time can speed up and slow down. That 30 seconds will be a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You ever try to meditate for just like 5 minutes?
Yeah, it feels like 15
when you really
minutes.
pull inside. Time is a construct, bro.
Sometimes you'll be meditating for like 10, 15 minutes. It'll feel like you're there for an hour.
Yeah.
And then other times, well, I guess my light doesn't want to work, so the battery must be dying.
Lights out.
We got enough.
Sorry.
I can see myself in the camera. Hey, guys.
There you go.
But yeah, like, I feel like when it comes to fighting and stuff, a lot of it's just instinctual whenever you're forced to be in those situations where you have to fight.
Well, we're animals, so
Yeah.
yes, there are some instincts there. But a trained animal is way more effective than an untrained animal.
Definitely,
in certain
for sure.
instances. But this wasn't to get on fighting. This was to get on. There are some things that look ridiculous that are also simultaneously ridiculously effective.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I was touching on, because like you never know, somebody who's like never been in a fight could have that inspirational moment to just do something like a Hail Mary,
Yeah, good.
whatever fucking play they come up with, and it ended up being the one thing that takes the guy down. And
Yeah,
you're
good.
like how the fuck did that work?
Good.
I don't know, but it did. He threw a fork from across the room and it hit him right in the eye.
I'm gonna tell you right now that individual picked up that fork, and inside of that person, all the math to pick up that fork, how they needed to throw it, when they needed to release, how hard they needed to toss it, the weight of the fork when it was lifted was calculated immediately, and it turned into their head, I'm about to throw this fork across the room. It wasn't like, I wonder how I can pick this up, what wind speed do I need to generate?
Yeah.
That's all happening automatically in the back of your brain. 'Cause
Desperation.
you've been doing this since day zero. How can I survive in this area? Your body's been putting up all the observations, all come together to keep you alive.
Those 2 weeks of knife throwing classes you took in the middle
That
of
probably
summer.
helps. That
Like,
probably helps.
the one thing that saved your ass.
That probably helps. You never know. Information is amazing. Everything's connected. I'll keep saying that forever, probably to the day I expire.
I am one. You are too.
You are too. Exactly that.
Let that be your mantra for the day.
I am one.
I am one. You are too.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah, like, the more you Yeah.
Star White.
Yep. Yep.
Cheers to that, man.
Cheers.
If you're wondering what we're drinking, stop wondering.
It's on here. It's on here. It's unbranded. Red rum. Non-alcoholic.
For fuck's sake.
full sociopathic tendencies.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
I feel seen.
Get it? Spoiler it. No, man. The blockages. It's important to do the work to get through the blockages. The only way through a blockage is through a blockage.
100%, man. 100%. I hope that this conversation is giving you guys some clarity on what y'all have going on in your life right now. Whatever it is that's blocking you from your art, from the life that you deserve, whatever it is, whatever this information you can take and apply to your life, please do the work. It's going to make you a better person. It's going to make the world a better place. If every individual took the time to go within and realize, confirmation burp right there. If every person in the world took the time to go within and realize who they truly are, realize their connection to God, to Source, to everything around them, and to integrate all of the experiences they've had throughout life into their personality, and I mean really integrate their shadow, the light, whatever you want to call it, the dark. Just take those aspects of yourself and analyze your reactions in the past to why they made you feel a certain way, why you blew up on somebody just because they made a comment about your picture that you posted or whatever. Like, why is it affecting you in a negative way? Think about that and think about how you can change your perspective to react differently in a way that's more positive and not disingenuine, but out of a place of love and understanding. And once you can do that, the rest just kind of melts away. It's like nothing else really affects you as the way it used to. It's like you can be hit with shit over and over and over again, but you can kind of just, man, that shit stinks, and you just keep walking.
Yeah, move on.
Like,
hit the shower.
yeah. Whereas of like several years before, you'd be hit in the face with shit, and you just go crazy and just go try to murder the guy that did it.
Yeah.
Like, stop. No, just take a breath, wipe it off. It's just shit. Go wash your face. Move on.
The move on part is very important. You gotta move on. And sometimes it might be from that situation where shit got thrown at you in the first place. You know, some people.
That too.
Some people are hung up on not moving on. It's, turn on the cheek and not just stand there.
Because that's also part of it, is realizing what puts you in that situation to where you're getting shit flung at you.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you shouldn't be standing in the middle of the monkey exhibit at the zoo. Maybe you should be behind the glass.
You shouldn't be behind the glass, actually.
Yes.
You shouldn't be in the stable while
Yeah.
the horse is actively shitting. You should be on the other side of that wood fence.
Exactly.
To watch the
Yeah.
whole shit, I guess.
And some people are dumb enough to do things like that.
Right.
And it's not that they're dumb or they're stupid or it's more, I would say, more of a place of ignorance than stupidity. And not ignorance in like in a derogatory sense, but more in a place of like they don't have the wisdom to realize that they're in these situations.
Naive.
Yes.
Naive about it.
Yeah, naivety is a better word.
Not
because
socially aware
Yes.
of the surroundings.
They haven't been able to grow enough to be able to step back and look at their situation from an outside perspective and realize that maybe if they just moved over here, everything would change.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Location. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Someone can tell you something about one thing, and you can use that exact little bit of knowledge and apply it to something over here. Location. Stand over there. Stand up right here. Perhaps.
I really like how this conversation kind of went full circle about blockages.
Always.
So, let us know in the comments what are the blockages that you seem to have trouble getting over. Like, what are things that other people can use that have helped you.
Yeah,
This
like-
is we're a community here. Like, write in the comments if you have a method or maybe a book that somebody could read, a book recommendation, anything. We're trying to spread the word of positivity in a way that helps other people's grow. And the comment section is a place where you can help us do that. Please.
Yep, definitely. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell.
Yeah, all the good stuff, all the commercial bullshit, do it. Help get the word out.
You gotta do it. If you
Yeah.
wanna keep seeing the episode, you have to hit the buttons. I'm sorry.
And on that note, we're going to close out this episode with a live performance by yours truly of one of my songs.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoy. See you next time on The Ministry.
I did that right. The ministry.